Hey guys, welcome to another video. Hope everyone's having a good holiday season. Just a quick story before we get into the gear review, kind of a sad story. My Baja Telly that I love dearly was dropped at the Sawyer Brown gig. Not during the gig, but after we were packing up, and I threw it in a gig bag and I didn't zip the gig bag up, and you know how you kind of are when you're like trying to get off stage. And I think I picked up the gig bag, or someone did, and it fell out and landed right there. So now we've got a nice little chunk out of the Telecaster. There's also a little teeny nick right there. But nonetheless, this is still a great guitar. It just adds to the mojo factor of this guitar now. Anyway, so today we are looking at the Mooer radar pedal, which is a cab emulation pedal slash has a power amp in there. It emulates the tube section. You can pick different mics. This is just when I saw this pedal, I'm kind of one of those people that are like, man, I love having variety of sounds, versatility. I feel like cab emulation thing for recording or for even playing live, if you can have lots of tools that emulate those kind of things, the better off you are, especially if you don't want to like spend gazillions on tube amps and speaker cabs. And they're just really convenient. So today we were looking at that. I have this really teeny nano pedal board set up with a compressor, just a little mini compressor by Donner, a BB preamp, the Joyo British sound, and a Joyo analog delay. So this is just with the compressor and the Mooer radar. This is what we sound like. So I'm going to turn on the British sound, which this kind of also has a little bit of maybe amp emulation in it, cab emulation. I'm not sure, but it's kind of like a Marshall. So that's the sound we get with just the Joyo British sound on. If I just turn the BB preamp on by itself, we get this. So as you can see, you can use it with just regular distortion gain pedals. You can also use it with like an amp, a pedal that already has amp or cab emulation already in it. And then I've just got the delay going from between the British right before it hits the cab emulator, on the radar. So let's check this thing out. So this is you can actually load your own cab IRs into this. Like I downloaded some IRs from Ownhammer. I could put those in this. So far, I haven't found a need to. These things already sound great. Anyway, so when you go to the pedal and you push this button, it gives you just a master volume, so you can turn it up or down. If you hold it down, you go into the power amp section. So if I turn you got to hold this down. So if I turn, whoops, hold it down. If I turn the power amp off, it sounds like this. So that would be the Joyo British all by itself. Which actually is not a bad sound, but if we turn it back on, it just gives it more of that fat up front speaker breakup. Okay, and then we can go to the next next thing, which is you can pick the tubes. So EL84s. Sorry, maybe that was sorry. EL34s, EL84s, 6L6, um, 6V6, what else do we got? I think that's it. 6L6, 6V6, yep, back to EL34, EL84. I can hear it. There's just slight subtle differences in those little tube emulations, which is really cool because it just adds a different texture or tone to the sound. All right. Then next we've got like an input and a presence knob. The preamp section. So you can crank the presence all the way up. Crank it down. Put it somewhere in the middle. All right, and then next, hit next. Next we go to the cab emulation, which this is like a 1960, it says 1960 AG, which it's a 412. I'm assuming it's a Marshall cabinet, Marshall 412, and then you can change the mics. So here's a SM58, 421. What else is there? 441. A U47. U87. A Rode NT1. An MXL 200. 203. A C3000. 4000B, back to the SM57, which I kind of like this C4000. And then you can move on to like mic volume. Do you want the mic to be on the edge of the cone, or do you want it to be in the center? So 0 would be the center. Be really bright. And as you move out, it up, so sub probably somewhere in between there. I kind of like it dark. And then you can also pick the distance of the mic. So it's on 7 inches, I'm assuming. 1, 30, 50. So it just sounds like it's farther back, or it just sounds more muffled to me, but. 5 sounds pretty good. And then if you like what you're doing, you can hit save. So let's save that one. Maybe. Save. Okay, so that's a 412 cab. Let's try a different cab. Let's go this way. This is a 410 Bassman. Let's do AC30. AC30ish, so let's see if we can get some country tones with the AC30. So we gotta dial back this delay, dial back our distortion, maybe change the voicing on the amp. Yeah, there we go. Let's turn up the level just a little bit. Okay, let's try a different cab. Let's do a... Oh, this is a matchless cab. So let's turn this a little bit more distortion up. Let's turn the BB preamp on. So there it is, guys. The Mooer radar cab emulation, power amp emulation pedal, and EQ and mic. So much cool stuff in it. It does not come with a cable that does 9 volts, so you can't just like throw it on your pedal board and throw your pedal board power supply onto it. I think it's 12 volt or I don't remember. Let me see. Yep, 12 volt. So if you do have a power supply with 12 volt, you'll be fine. I'm using the actual cable that came with it, and it's fine. Anyway, like, subscribe, please hit the notification bell. Hope you guys have a great holiday season. We'll see you at the next video. Adios.